start with the lat pull. It's going to work our lats. Now that's actually the strongest part of our pull in any type of grappling move. So on this one, we're going to start with our highest intensity, the thing that we feel is most important to our training program. In this one, this is a wide grip lat pull. In this, your main focus is a wide grip, hands right inside the bends, and you're going to tuck it straight down into central chest. This one right here, it's a nice smooth motion. If you want this motion to be a little tougher, you can actually not lock out in the top, keeping that lat in flexion the whole time. You can also use it as a stretch as far as peeking it out in the top and allowing the lats to stretch out a little bit. Very first set, this is going to be a 3-step program. There's 3 programs back to back. We've got an exterior lat pull, which is what I'm hitting here. This is going to be a 15 rep program, 5-second hold on number 15. Directly after our exterior lat pull, we're going to switch it to an interior lat pull, focusing a little bit more on interior back. In this particular part, we're going to go hands inside reverse grip. Hands are all the way in, and we're going to tuck it to the exact same spot right at central chest. Nice and smooth, same thing. We're going 15 exterior, 15 interior, directly after finishing our exteriors. On number 15, we're going to down and hold it for 5. Control it up nice and slow. Alright, directly after hitting our exterior and interior lats, we've got a good burn in our lats, we've hit our intensities, we're going to go into muscle contribution directly over here. Now on this one, this is going to be one that these muscles right here, I've already hit my intensities on them, so now I'm just doing duration training on these muscles. On this one, this is an inclinated push-up. We're going to put our thumbs down, keep our thumbs wide, and the ideal of this is it's a push-up. We want to split middle chest right here. We want the thumbs to set out right at pec line and a smooth press up. Now it's a good idea for you to have a spotter on this simply because you can have someone putting a fist in your core, in your stomach, right in the middle of your stomach in order to help control your movement. Right here we're going to go 15 reps of inclinated push-ups, nice and smooth. Everything's about the form, nice and smooth form. And you'll also notice that I'm not quite locking out on top. I'm trying to make my chest do most of the work, so I'm keeping my chest broad, and I'm splitting pec line on the bench deck every time. Nice and smooth. On number 15, you're going to almost peek it out. You're going to go up to the top, keep the core tight, and hold for 10 seconds. And then full stance. Okay, the next part of the back program we're going to be doing is duration training. Resistance band training is a really good program for back simply because it teaches you how to keep muscles in flexion, and also with the resistance band, as you start to peak out, your intensity gets a little greater as the band gets tighter. Now the first part of this program, it's a high scapular program. It's going to work real high in the shoulders, going into the shoulders and going up high into the neck. This particular part, you just need a place you can wrap your band that sets lower than you, preferably knee high, maybe a little bit lower than that. But this one, you just want to pull it back, get a good tension in those ropes, make sure it's about the same. Broad chest, broad shoulders, and it's going to be a smooth row back. Boom, right there's my high point. I want to feel how that scapular flexes. Now on low point, right there's going to be my low point, right at about belt line, somewhere in between belt line and pec line. And then boom, right there. Very first part, this is a high scapular row, resistance band training. You're going to go 15 reps, nice and smooth, nothing's fast. Keeping it nice and balanced, keeping those muscles in flexion the whole time. Just like that right there. On number 15, you're going to peek it back, 5-second hold in the peak, control down slow. Now this is going to be mixed in a stacker program. It's going to be mixed with a tricep kick. Reason being, I am working those triceps, but I'm also using muscles in the lower back as muscle sustainability. So on this one, directly after my high scapular, I'm going to fold my elbows back deep, and my elbows are going to remain stationary the whole time. That way I'm isolating my triceps, and I'm also putting muscle sustainability in the lower back. On this one, the elbows are deep. Boom, right there. Keep them nice and close to the hips and keep that chest broad. We're going to do 20 straight reps of tricep kicks, keeping those elbows stationary the whole time. On number 20, we're going to peek it out and hold, 10-second hold. Once you've maintained for 10, control it in nice and slow. And that right there is your stacker program. You've got your high scapular kickbacks and your tricep kickbacks, 2 sets. The very last part of your training program is going to be the seated lat pull-ins. Now in this particular program, it's very important that you maintain a stiff lower back. The way to do that is, as long as I maintain a broad chest, my lower back is nice and straight with good posture. Very important through this program. It's not a matter of rowing that back, it's muscle suspendability. So in this one, just like the lat pull downs like we did before, these are going to be a lat pull in. We're going to put our hands right inside the bends, get nice and deep, broad chest. Everything stays perfectly stationary. It's just a smooth draw to the chest. Focus on the breathing pattern. Boom, right there into the chest. Keeping it nice and smooth. We're going to go 20 reps of lat pull ins. Once we get to number 20, we're going to tuck it and hold. 5-second hold. Control it out nice and slow. Now those exact same muscles that we just worked in a seated lat pull in, we're going to be using as muscle suspendability in a concentrated curl. So in the concentrated curl, we're going to be directly here. Now the ideal of this one, the only difference between this one and a regular curl is a regular curl, I can set my elbows in the middle. As long as I'm keeping them stationary, I'm putting a good isolation on that bicep. On this one, we're isolating the bicep, but we're doing a little bit more muscle suspendability on that lower back by putting the elbows out in front. So on this one, now honestly, you should just have your hands sitting about at the hip line, not much wider than that, but you want to keep those muscles in flexion and you want to use that lower back so our elbows are here. Boom, right there. It's not a long range motion. It's keeping those biceps in flexion. It's keeping those shoulders in muscle suspendability, and it's making that lower back hold the support of this, holding this weight out in front of the body. Right there, nice and smooth. Keeping that chest broad, nothing's moving but those biceps. Once we get to number 20, we're going to take it halfway down and hold 10 seconds right there. Maintain a broad chest, a tight lower back, and a smooth motion. Once we've held that for 10, we're going to control it down nice and slow. Boom, and then that's your stacker program for 2 sets right there. It's going to be a seated lat pull in, getting a good intensity on the high back, and then directly afterwards getting those elbows out in front and making that back suspend through full duration.